I'm Reuben Wells, work with AgLogic on Ratho with John Ramsay's farm. He's an irrigated cropping farmer we've been working with for a few years now. John, we've talked about the investments and the decision making around getting water onto the paddock. We know you've spent a fair bit of time looking at the other side of the process, getting water back off paddocks. Could you just explain why on your soil types up here that's a fairly important part of the puzzle and how you've gone about that process?
I mean, you wouldn't say it's flat, but there's definitely areas that get wet, hollows that can lay wet naturally. So drainage is one of those things that I don't plug into the Excel spreadsheet because you just know it pays. Drainage is a great return on investment, and I'm talking about surface drainage at the moment. So anywhere that needs a drain, we get it done. Yeah, we use AgLogic's services with the M38 mapping comes along with the elevation, which then they can go and spit out a really cool drainage plan. You can often see it by eye, but then there's little ones you can't see by eye. But the other thing that we do to complicate things are we plant on the curve. So when you do things like that, you plant on the curve with potatoes or raised beds. You need totally different drains because the curve will bed up the drain. So get these awesome maps. They're fairly accurate. They're about 90%, I reckon. And so you just get the map from AgLogic, you put it in your John Deere system, and go put the drains in, and it just works. It's not complicated. It's actually a really nice, simple, easy system. Yeah, the next step could possibly be underground drainage and more due diligence around that.
Just picking up on the process of how we go about designing those drains, we'll get a 3D model of the paddock, and then we can model the mounds of the potatoes or the beds on there and just see how that impacts the water flow. The great thing about the technology now, so not just dealing with, we can send your tractor in the right way, or in some cases we'll use contractors that actually have height control on their drainers as well. In the software now we can define the gradient of that drain and the size of it, and even the angle of the batters to make them nice to work through. There's certain times where we'll need to bring in an excavator for drains that a smaller tractor-towed drainer can't do, but the data can give us a pretty solid indication of where we need that technology as well, and give them a gradient to work to as well.